Imagine you're a pilot flying a U.S. reconnaissance aircraft in 1960, cruising 70,000 feet above Soviet territory. Suddenly, boom, a missile explodes near your plane. You're Francis Gary Powers, and you've just been shot down over Russia. The Cold War just got a lot hotter. But what if I told you that Russia is far more than just an old adversary of the U.S.? What if it's a land of contradictions, where modern skyscrapers meet ancient traditions, where political chess games influence the world, and where history, power, and mystery collide? Today we're diving deep into the enigma that is Russia. Let's start with something mind-blowing. Russia is so massive that if you could drive from its westernmost point to its easternmost, you'd be on the road for over a week, non-stop. Spanning 11 time zones, Russia covers more land than Pluto. Yeah, you heard that right, but Russia's size isn't just about bragging rights. It affects everything: its economy, its politics, and even its culture. The vast Siberian wilderness is rich in oil and gas, making Russia one of the biggest energy suppliers in the world. Ever wonder why European nations tread carefully with Russia? One word: gas. Over 40% of Europe's natural gas comes from Russia. Now, let's talk about the people. Over 144 million Russians call this vast land home, but what's fascinating is how diverse it is. There are over 190 ethnic groups, from Tatars to Chechens to Yakuts, each with its own traditions. One of the most famous cultural exports, Russian literature. Names like Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, and Chekhov shaped world literature. Their works dive into the depths of the human soul, and let's be honest, no one captures suffering like the Russians. And then there's ballet. The Bolshoi Theater in Moscow is to ballet what the Super Bowl is to football. Russian dancers have dominated the world stage for centuries. All right, let's get into the part everyone's curious about: politics. Russia is a global powerhouse, and let's just say, it plays by its own rules. Under Vladimir Putin, Russia has taken bold geopolitical steps, annexing Crimea in 2014, influencing global energy markets, and allegedly meddling in foreign elections. The US and Russia have had a complex relationship for decades, sometimes cooperating, often competing. The chess match between Washington and Moscow isn't just about diplomacy, it's about influence, military presence, and economic power. Speaking of military power, Russia has the largest nuclear arsenal in the world. Yes, even more than the United States. And their hypersonic missile technology? Let's just say the Pentagon is paying very close attention. Now, you might think a country this powerful would have an economy to match, but here's where things get interesting. Despite its vast resources, Russia's economy isn't as massive as you'd expect. In fact, it's smaller than California's. Why? Well, for starters, its heavy reliance on oil and gas makes it vulnerable to global price fluctuations. And then there are the sanctions. After Russia's actions in Ukraine, the US and European countries hit it with major economic sanctions, cutting off trade, freezing assets, and making life difficult for Russian businesses. But here's the kicker: Russia always finds a way to adapt. It started trading more with China, built alternative financial systems, and strengthened its domestic industries. Will sanctions ever truly break Russia? History suggests otherwise. So what does the future hold for Russia? One thing's for sure, it's not going anywhere. Whether as an energy superpower, a military force, or a geopolitical wildcard, Russia will remain a key player on the world stage. From the streets of Moscow to the frozen tundra of Siberia, from ancient traditions to modern warfare, Russia is a land full of paradoxes. Mysterious, powerful, unpredictable. And as history has shown, when Russia moves, the world takes notice.